everyone, and welcome to BrickVault. My name is Jack. Today we are taking a look at a Lego Ninjago minifigure collection. This is every single J minifigure ever made.
Altogether, there are 27 different releases of the J minifigure, and we're going to be going through this collection chronologically from when they were released, the sets they came out in, and how much they are worth. So let's just start off right with this first J. He came out in 2011. He first appeared in the set Spinjitzu starter set, as well as the Skull motorbike and 4 others, which makes him one of the most common versions of this character right off the start. And his distinctive details are the printing for the chest. It's really simple compared to some of the later guys that we see, and this is the only version of J that has this old ninja cowl with the clip on the back. Just like all of the main characters of Ninjago, their exclusive expression gets used for pretty much all the different versions of the guy, at least for many, many years. And because this guy is just so darn common, he is $2. Interestingly enough, he is the cheapest of the J's, and the very next guy that was released is the Dragon Suit J, or JDX, and he is among the most expensive. He appeared in 2 different sets, Lightning Dragon Battle as well as Skeleton Bowling, and he sells for a minimum of $18 in the States, which is by far the most expensive of any of these characters. And you can probably tell by now the distinctive detailing is the dragon print on the front. Also, it says J on the back. I don't blame people for liking this particular minifig a lot more than the others. It is a simple print, but it looks great. Now, the next year, 2012, gives us 4 new figs, and these first 2 guys are pretty darn similar. This is JZX actually, and JZX with armor. Looking at the first guy without the armor, just so we can see the detailing a little bit better, this J came out in J's Storm Fighter as well as Jumping Snakes polybag, and his distinctive features are of course this printing that shows this kind of armor plating that attaches to one side, and his arm color actually changes to correspond with that, and then the mold for the cowl changes, and he's got that nice silver detailing at the top. He's about $350, and then the other J appeared in the Epic Dragon Battle set, Ultrasonic Raider set, and 3 others, which makes him one of the most common J's out there. But because he comes with that little extra armor piece, his average price is closer to $4. Now we're getting into some more unique guys again. This is NRGJ, and if I said that the Dragon Suit J was the most expensive, I actually lied. This is the most expensive guy. He comes in at around $20, or at least that's the minimum price for him in the States, and you can probably see the distinctive features that make him quite a bit different from the rest of the guys. Every character has an NRG version of him, and they're all relatively similar to each other, but on a personal note, I think this sort of nice reflective and energy and sort of lightning detailing that we get on the front works a little bit better in blue than some of the other colors. He came out in the NRGJ set with a variety of different weapons, but I've got him with the black spear. Now the last guy, 2012, is another sort of unique version that we get one version of all the different characters. This is Kendo J. The only really unique features for him are the armor pieces that go onto the body, but because all the different characters got this mold, the armor itself isn't particularly rare, and this guy comes in at $350. 2013 gives us just this one brand new version of the character. He's known as Kimono J, and well, the detailing on the body does indeed show his sort of elemental robes. People like to call them the kimono robes though. His appearance was in the Warrior Bike set, which makes just this one print and the unique print for the legs exclusive to a single set. He is $9. And then 2014 also just gives us one new version of the character. This is J Rebooted. As the name might imply, the printing for his chest is totally different now, though this time he doesn't have any printing on the legs, which I feel like is slightly a step backwards. Also, this is the first time this character, and well, all of the characters are revealed with just a face mask and their hair color. His set was the Thunder Raider set, and he sells for $4. It might look like he's an exclusive guy to just one set, and he would possibly cost more, but the next year, 6 new J's are revealed, and some are just slightly different versions of the same guy we just saw. That's the case for this J. He came out in a foil pack set. His distinctive features really are just that he has some silver armor, shoulder armor there, and his cowl no longer has silver printing on the top. He's around $6, and I think this guy was only released in Germany or something, because pretty much all the vendors selling this guy in BrickLink are in Germany. This next J is known as Knee Pads J. He is from the Enter the Serpent set, first off, and then later came out in a Dimensions Fun Pack. This is the first time we see this really decked out out sort of detailing all over the character. This light nougaty brown for the straps matches well, or contrasts well rather, with the blue of the body, and this is the only time we get a special printing on the cowl at the top. Despite the fact that his cowl is unique, that's the only thing about him that is different from the rest, and he is $2.50 when you sell him on BrickLink. And here we have what looks like maybe an updated version of NRG-J, but really this is Air Jitsu J. He came out in the Air Jitsu J Flyer, and the detailing for him is relatively intricate. I actually kind of like the way this guy looks a little bit more than the NRG-J. I think that reflective detailing and the lightning detailing kind of pops a little bit better on the black body, but he's still a relatively recent figure and wasn't very expensive to acquire. He is pretty cheap, coming in at $4. These next two guys I'm showing together because they have the exact same bodies, and among collectors they're known as the round torso emblem J's. The one with the shoulder armor came out in the set's Attack of the Moro Dragon, Titan Mech Battle, and two others. That makes him pretty common. He is $2, while the other one came out in just the set Jaywalker 1. And the only real distinction between these two guys is the fact that this guy doesn't have armor now and instead has a attachment for holding on to this weapon. This build altogether makes him worth $5. And let's knock out the very last J of 2015. This is known Sleeveless J, or Sleeveless J with bandana. He appeared in 3 sets, the first one being Electro Mech, and I gotta say the detailing that looks a little bit more simplified and less armored up here looks a little bit nicer. He is $3, and now we're moving on to the year 2016, and this is where a whopping 10 different versions of the J minifig were released. Obviously only subtle differences between a handful of them, but nonetheless this first guy we're looking at right now is actually very different from the rest of the guys. This is Stone Armor J, first appearing and only appearing in the Ninjago Character Encyclopedia, the updated and expanded version. There's a lot more reflective silver armor detailing all over the body. You can see some chainmail detailing kind of on the front and back, and he's one of the more collectible guys out there, coming in at $10. Now here are two more knee pad J's. The differences are just the accessories that come with them, like the shoulder armor or the scabbard. This guy came from the Sky Pirates book. He is worth $3.50, while the other knee pads J with the scabbard is from the foil pack number 2, and interestingly enough, because he's pretty much only sold within the foil pack, this guy is selling for around $7. Now these last two guys are pretty much repeats of J's we've seen before. This is a brand new set of details though. There are 3 different versions of this particular J. He is the skybound J. This first guy is differentiated because he's got a gold scabbard, but here you can just kind of see a better look at this new detailing. He's a bit darker and also a bit more colorful with that nice purple highlight in the center. The appearance for this character was in the Jay's Elemental Dragon set. He sells for $3.50, while this next guy came out in the Lighthouse Siege set, and while you might not be able to tell the difference between him because there aren't any actual accessory differences, this is the first time that Jay gets a dual-sided head. Both of the expressions on his face are different. One's a bit worried, one's a little bit more confident, but he still has that scar on his eyebrow. This guy is $3, and then we have another one, Jay Skybound. This is the pirate version though. So not only does he not have a mask this time, he's got hair, but the 2 different expressions on his face are both unique just to this character. He came out in the Misfortune's Keep set, which was a really fun set. I like this one a lot, and as of right now, this particular Jay sells for $4.50. 2016 also gave us this new print for the figure, though it does feel kind of like an updated version of the metal armor that we got on one of the earlier Jays back in 2012. This time his arm is reflective though, instead of the flat light bluish gray. It does look better, it is more detailed, and this guy with the cowl came out in the Ultra Stealth Raider set. He's $5, and then the other Jay here came out in the Samurai X Cave Chaos set and is worth $4. Now finishing off the year 2016, there were a couple of little throwbacks. This is another Jay rebooted. He's just got silver armor this time around. He appeared in the Battle for Ninjago City set. He's $3, and here we have another sleeveless Jay, same exact detailing as the guys we saw from 2015. The only difference now is that he just doesn't come with that little mask piece around his mouth. This time he appeared in the Dojo Polybag. He too is $3. Now let's jump up to 2017, where first we're gonna just knock out this guy right off the bat. This is just another version of Jay that has that metal arm again. His distinctive feature is he was released with the gold armor plating with the shoulder armors there. His appearance was in the foil pack number 3. This is the 3rd version of Jay in a foil pack, and the most recent. He is $7, and here we are moving on to the last 2 versions of the character. These are the Hands of Time Jay. I gotta say, these are my favorite versions of the print for his suit. I think finally switching his his body over to a dark blue mold was a good decision, and also the printing is just a little bit more detailed, it's a little bit more expressive, and I think we're just looking at a higher quality version of a minifig in general. This version of him came out in the Desert Lightning set. He is $7, and this next guy is, well, also $7. He came out with just the black armor on his shoulders as well. He is from the Dawn of Iron Doom set. All right, we just knocked out the entire collection for the character Jay. That is 27 different versions of the minifigure were released, but if I'm counting correctly, I believe only 15 of the minifigs actually have exclusive printing for the body. Lots of these guys, you know, just extra releases with different accessories, but regardless, I think this character, like all of the Ninjago characters, goes through a decent amount of evolution. Some of it just feels like slightly different prints, while when we get towards the 2016 and 2017 characters, I really do feel like the quality did go up for the general production of this fig. Now, at the end of this episode, I usually like to say what kind of new version of the character I would like to see come out next. As of the making of this episode, the Ninjago movie has not yet come out, so all I really want to see is what they're going to do with the special versions of the release of all of the different Ninjago characters.
All right, that's it for this episode, everybody. Thanks a lot for watching. Remember, if you enjoy our content, you can always like or subscribe. And if you have any ideas about another LEGO minifigure collection you want to see us do in the future, let us know in the comments section below. All right, that's it again, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.